Hello and welcome. If you're new to the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes mobile game in 2025, you just want to know a little bit about the game and how to get started, I would love to help you. My name is Darth Loquitur. I've been creating content like this for about 4 years now. People who like my stuff are called Inquisitors. The thing that you're watching right now I call a holocron, and everybody gets issued a lightsaber like this to take care of that like button right at the start of these holocrons. I'm making 6 player guides for 2025. This is the first one meant for the newest players, just hearing about the game, getting started, maybe playing it for the first time. First thing you need to know, this game is played on a very long timeline. If you were to start a new free-to-play account right now, you could expect to spend somewhere between 7 and 10 years trying to catch up with the people who've already been playing for quite a while. Now, this doesn't mean that the game's impossible to play. You can have a lot of fun along the way. There's many game modes that match you up with players who are at your same level, so you won't feel overwhelmed, and you don't need to be at that level of gameplay to have fun. It's a complex game. There's a lot of different game modes, and when you first start out the game, there's going to be some interactions, some quests, and it's going to make you feel like you need all of the different characters in the game. The truth is, it's much better to focus on a few teams early on, build good characters with a lot of synergy, and work from there. You'll fight with characters in almost all the game modes when you first start playing, but ships and fleets are also quite important, so don't leave those behind and make that part of your plan from the start. There's also mods within the game. If you open up a character and you look at the top right-hand corner, there's these 6 shapes up there. Those are mods that you can build in the game. Remember that every character is the same, so everybody who has a Gear 12 Chewbacca has exactly the same character until mods are put on. If you build good mods, your mods are better than your opponents, your character will be better than theirs. Sometimes people don't pay attention to this. They build or buy some really good teams, and then they're easily beaten by other people with better mods. So pay attention to this. It's kind of a mini game within the game, and you're going to start working on mods as soon as you can. The first teams that you should build, to me, there's 2 very simple beginner teams that I think everybody should work on. The first is the Phoenix. The second is the Geonosians, also called the Geos for short. Phoenix are characters that are easy to acquire. Kanan, Chopper, and Zeb can be purchased in the shops. Hera and Captain Rex have to be farmed. Farming is a term in the game. Hard nodes are available to be played 5 times per day. So going in, simming 5 battles on that hard node to try to get those character shards, that's called farming. And early in the game, characters that come out of the shop are going to be more convenient than characters that you have to farm because you're only going to have a limited amount of energy for the farming. So the Phoenix are a good team. They have high synergy. They're very easy to play for new players. And that'll help you get started with a light side team. Similarly, the Geos are a dark side team, and they're very effective. You can farm the Brood Alpha, the Spy, and the Soldier out of Cantina. The Brood Alpha you have to wait until higher level Cantina to farm, but you should be able to start with the Geos very early on in the game and be working on those characters, sort of as your first dark side team. Along with those, as you start playing the game, you'll want to work on an Imperial Trooper team. My recommendation for troopers: Veers, Piet, Stark, Gideon, and Stormtrooper. Again, Stormtrooper, Stark, and Veers are all characters that you can get out of the shop. Moff Gideon's from Cantina. Piet has to be farmed with regular energy, and Veers can be farmed but also can be purchased out of the shop. For the early Jedi, I recommend Qui-Gon Jinn, Jedi Knight Anakin, Ahsoka Tano Snips, Mace Windu, and Obi-Wan Kenobi, the Old Ben version. Those Jedi will come out of the shops, be very easy to get early on. Those Jedi can unlock Grandmaster Yoda. You'll put Grandmaster Yoda in place of Obi-Wan, and that will give you a full team of Jedi who also have the Galactic Republic tag. So you can do sort of 2 different team tags with one team, which is very good. The last team I suggest is Bounty Hunters: Bossk, Cad Bane, Boba Fett, Greef Karga, and Dengar. Also, characters that you can mostly get out of the shops. Dengar requires a raid, so you have to be in a guild and start getting raid tokens in order to get Dengar. But those bounty hunters have a lot of synergy with the early game. So with these 5 teams, start out with the Phoenix and the Geos. Very quickly, you'll be able to start working on these other teams. Set these up in a structure within the squad tab so that you know which characters you work on and go to those and farm them each day. These teams all have high synergy. Phoenix, Geos, Bounty Hunters, Jedi, they all have ships. Not all of them, but 3 of the Geos have ships. Several of the Jedi have ships. Several of the Bounty Hunters have ships. And that allows you to build good teams that are also at the same time helping you build fleet. Now, the Imperial Troopers don't have fleet, but they're a very good early game team. And there are assault battle events that you're going to want to qualify for. And the Imperial Troopers can do 2 of those events. So it's very good to build the Troopers early. You don't have to build exactly the Troopers that I show here. I suggest this team because it's easy to get. But Veers and Piet are really the ones that are must-have. The rest of them you can mix and match if you have other Troopers that you prefer. The Jedi unlock Grandmaster Yoda. The Phoenix unlock Thrawn. The Bounty Hunters will qualify you for an event where you can get Chewbacca. Chewbacca is a smuggler. There's an event called Smuggler's Run, and you're going to want good smugglers for that. And you might as well build smugglers that are actually going to be useful. So Han Solo and Chewbacca are really good smugglers. So with these 5 teams, we're qualifying for events. We're building the early game economy. And we can be sure that these characters all have known value. So if you start with those teams, you won't be working on characters that are going to be wasting any resources. Now, some of the pictures of the characters that I showed have them at relic level, but it's not necessary to build these characters all out to relic levels. I just did that to show you the characters that you would be working on. So on these long timelines, they've introduced a mechanic in the game called Lightspeed bundles. This is the catch-up mechanic for the game. They offer Lightspeed bundles periodically. When they're in the shops and you see something that's labeled as Lightspeed, it does mean it's going to be available for a limited time. It's usually a pretty short time that those are in the shop, and you either have to purchase them or not. And so far, none of the Lightspeed bundles have been repeated that I know of. So, grab it, or you may not get access to those characters again. The characters that you buy with a Lightspeed bundle are 7 stars, and they're built up to relic level. The value that represents in the game could be months worth of work. So if you are willing to spend money in the game, but only a little bit, the very best bet for your value is just to save up until these Lightspeed bundles show up in the shops, and then select the Lightspeed bundles that you're willing to spend money on. Just be aware that Lightspeed bundles aren't the whole answer. If you buy these bundles, you will get the characters developed to a relic level, but you still need any Zetas or Omicrons that they need at higher levels to make the team fully effective. You need mods to make the team stronger, faster, or more durable. And all of those things and materials have to be accumulated in the game over a long timeline. So it will save you a lot of time building the character, but you still have a lot to do with making the teams fully functional. Often Lightspeed bundles will be for a particular journey, and it will get you all the characters that you need to do the journey, but then you still have to actually complete the journey and build the character. So be aware of that. With that said, I'm saying that, if you want to catch up, you have to spend money. So the question is, do you have to spend money? Is spending required to play this game? So there's 2 sides to that answer. If you're a casual player and you're patient and you just aren't going to spend on a mobile game, you're just going to play whatever you can play for free and have fun with it, it's fine. This can be a very fun game. It has a great community. There's a lot of reasons to play. And if you're casual and you just want to sit back and enjoy yourself, you can play, no pressure. Just let the game come to you and have fun with it. If you're a competitive player and you know that about yourself, and once you get into the game, you're going to want to do well in Squad Arena or do well in Fleet Arena against other people with similar accounts, then you will have to spend. When they, let's say, introduce a Lightspeed bundle that includes a ship, if other people purchase that and you don't, then everybody who bought that Lightspeed bundle is going to be beating you in Fleet for a very, very long time until you catch up. So just be aware. I think it's different for different people, but if you're a competitive person and also you're not willing to spend money, this is probably not the game that you're going to enjoy. All right, so let's talk about some of the positives of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. The idea that competitive players need to spend a little money for ongoing resources, it does lead to a game tailored more toward mature audiences. I've been a gamer for a long time. I've been part of a lot of different gaming communities, and I can honestly say the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes gaming community is one of the best I've ever been a part of. People are helpful, fun, funny. A lot of people have a lot of fun with this game. So if that's the kind of game you're looking for, maybe with a little more mature player base where that doesn't have all the volatility and negativity of some of these other communities, this might be exactly the game that you want to play. Guilds often have their own Discord servers, so if you join a good guild, they'll ask you to join a Discord server. You can get in there and almost guaranteed there will be helpful people that will guide you, give you advice, and help you play the game. There are a couple things in the game that you may experience early on that could be a little bit better. One of them is the Grand Arena Championship system. That's one of the premier game modes, and if you watch streamers do live content, they will be playing the Grand Arena Championship. You'll see them matching up their whole rosters against their opponent's entire roster in this epic confrontation, and it looks fun and exciting, and it is, at the highest level of gameplay. Unfortunately, for new players, the experience is pretty awful. At the lowest levels, you've got people with very highly developed accounts that just forget to play. That's why they get pushed all the way down to the bottom of Grand Arena. So you'll get matched up, you'll have your million galactic power account, and you'll be matched up against somebody with 12 million, with almost everything in the game, and no possible way for you to have fun. I just realize that they'll probably forget to play against you, and you'll win the matchup, but still, it doesn't feel like a very rewarding game mode, so I recommend don't focus in on building your account for Grand Arena early on. You may not have fun with it. It's a positive that the game creates new shards for Squad and Fleet Arena. So when you start playing, you'll join a Squad Arena. When a certain amount of new players have joined, that arena fills up, and they will actually generate a new Squad Arena shard. So you won't be playing against everybody who's ever played the game. You'll be playing against people who are roughly in the same time of starting the game as you. So that's good. However, if you play Fleet Arena, for example, and you're doing well, and you're unwilling to spend money, and somebody else buys a Lightspeed bundle, it can be very frustrating to get pushed out of these game modes. It's better if that got fixed. Maybe they'll implement a free-to-play game mode someday, but as for right now, that's kind of just what you can expect. So with all that said, let's summarize. Should we even play this game? So here's the deal. Start out, play for the first few weeks. Don't invest in a whole bunch of different stuff. Don't spend a lot of money on it. Just play free-to-play. Or if you think you're really going to like the game, maybe you can buy the Hyperdrive bundle to go straight to level 85. But don't get carried away with it. Meanwhile, while you're getting used to the game, consider joining a Discord. I've got a Discord. The link is up above. It's in the description of the video down below. There's all kinds of people that are willing to help you out. There's an Ask Loquitur channel in my community where you can come in, you can ask questions from me directly, and I'll try to get you a decent answer. So play for a few weeks and see if you like it. If you like Star Wars and you like collecting and you like a good community, you will enjoy playing this mobile game. That's going to wrap up the first in this series. So we've talked a little bit about what the game is and how to get started and why or why not to play. I hope you enjoyed it. Please remember, hit that like button on the way out if you didn't hit it on the way in. Subscribe to the channel to see more of this kind of stuff in the future. And of course, join the Discord like we talked about. Hope to see you over there. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you in the next Holocron.